we are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 125. And I have the pleasure here to be joined by the governor of BCW once again, my good friend AJ Pan. How's it going, brother? Good
Doing
evening.
all right. Good evening. Doing all right. Getting excited for a big weekend. Looking forward to it and excited to be with you again, right?
Definitely. It's funny, I was looking back at the last episode. It was actually to promote Anniversary 5.
Oh,
So here
wow.
we go. It's perfect timing. Now we're here to talk all things Anniversary 6 as we are just days away from an event 6 years in the making here. And it's a stacked card. I couldn't have a better person to come on to talk all things BCW here with. And especially there's a lot I need to talk to you about because there's a little bit of controversy going around right now with BCW. The title situation's up in the air. Um, the current Grand Dragon Championship situation's kind of a little bit of an issue. So we have some questions we have to talk to you about that I know the fans want to hear what the governor has to say about all this. But before we get into all that, I do have to, again, to anyone watching, apologize after what happened yesterday. I tried to conduct a proper interview with Alvin Alvarez, and he just went hostile on me. I see why you kicked him out of the PCA, why that just couldn't work out. Alvin, I don't know what it is. He's just, I don't get it, man. Hopefully today's nice. Today we could do a nice interview here and have a good conversation, a civil one.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
But let's start getting into this because let's start off with this match here because I know there's a lot going with this because I was very happy to see as Colossal Mike Law is returning to BCW this Saturday. And what a challenge here. He's facing your intern here, Jerry. I want to say that's his name. Is that really his name? Is he the intern Jerry, or is that just what we gave the graphic guy?
To me, he's intern Jerry. So that's what we put on the graphic.
There you go. But no, I want to ask you. So what made this be the call here? What was it that you had to bring an old friend back to BCW and also BCW original, really, and Mike Law here?
That's exactly it. You know, it's anniversary 6. I wanted to give Jerry he's been doing right by me. So I wanted to give him his debut, wanted to give him a good opportunity. And, you know, I'm thinking like who would be a great match for him, a great test for him. And who else but the man that I came to BCW with. I mean, when I made my debut, one of my best friends of 20 plus years, Colossal Mike Law. No one, somebody else I could really think of that would be, wouldn't take advantage of Jerry. You can show him the ropes. And I think it'll be a very good match. And it's a great way to have Mike Law back in BCW.
There you go. Wouldn't say it any better there. And here we go. We got our good buddies, Wes and Kyle in the chat. Okay, AJ, I'm going to be nice and Kyle and me say how. There you go. Why not be nice to AJ? He's a good guy here. Just a little misunderstood at times. It's hard to be the governor. That's all.
Kyle is great. I love Kyle. Wes needs to work on his attitude and the people he likes. But his son Kyle, I love Kyle. Kyle's the man.
There you go. There you go. Much love there. Much respect. But now,
yes,
from that matchup, again, great combination there. Can't wait to see Michael Law back in a BCW ring. We go to this one here where we just got to hear some words earlier today from Nevaeh Chantel herself asking that it's finally time she gets this matchup here. She's been looking to face Brooke Valentine for a while now, and finally at Anniversary 6, this comes together. Let's talk about this. How did this come together, AJ? How did we finally get these two in a ring, especially after the run Nevaeh has been having? She's been having her ups and downs in BCW, but showing she is a force to be reckoned with in that locker.
We wanted to give Nevaeh one more opportunity. She shows she wants to be a part of BCW. She has the tools in the ring. It just hasn't clicked yet for her, and she has had, that kind of a slump. We've seen others have a slump too. Anthony Gangone, when he was in BCW originally, he went 0-3, and he turned it around. So hopefully the same could be, for Nevaeh here, but a tough challenge. We've had plenty of emails, plenty of messages coming into BCW offices, and we thought this would be a great challenge for Nevaeh and the Queen Bee, Brooke Valentine. So it's do or die for Nevaeh. She either scores a huge victory here or, both parties, both on BCW's behalf and her, probably would have to rethink things in the future. And Brooke, she doesn't want to come in. She's not looking to lose. She wants to make her mark in BCW. So it's going to be, I'm looking forward to this contest. There's a lot going on here, and it's kind of do or die for Nevaeh.
Definitely. And again, it's one of those where it's a win here for both is very important. Not only is it because it's the 6th anniversary show, but again, you look at the contention right now for that BCW Women's Championship. You look at Nevaeh trying to finally get that much needed win here to show she should be in line for a championship match. She should still be in the contention for that conversation there. But then Brooke Valentine as well, looking to make an impact here, make that debut and be a successful one at that. So that's going to be one to look forward to this Saturday. And here we go. We got a good pal, Rob Williams, in the chat saying it's Ray. And why frown, Rob? Why? It's our good buddy AJ Pan. I don't get it, AJ. You're not very liked in my chat today. I'm not sure why.
All the haters are coming out today. All the haters who they've never followed their light. They don't understand everything that I have to go through and everything that I do for the wrestling business. They just see all the glitz and glamour. They don't see what goes into it with the headache that I have to go put into these events. But it's all right. They'll learn sooner or later.
And there you go. Again, I thought I don't get it. Again, we're cool. A lot of our common friends here. I had Ray Calitri on the podcast the other day. He had very nice things to say about you. I don't get it with the chat here. I'm sorry. Again, it's been a weird few days. My bad. But then let's go to this one here. A matchup I know you're looking forward to here, as it's going to be those BCW Tag Team Championships on the line, as Blonde Force Trauma will be defending against Andy Brown and Ryan Mooney here. So this I can imagine you're enjoying this matchup here because your team has the experience as a duo here. Andy Brown, Ryan Mooney, both great competitors, but usually in singles competition here. This is not a true team here. They're forming the alliance for one night here. Hopefully, if they're able to win the championships, we'll continue to see them as a duo. Again, I have to be unbiased here, AJ. Don't get mad at me. I'm trying to be a proper journalist here, not like your good pal over there, Mark Schwann, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of his comments. He's he's not truly professional as a journalist here. But
he's very biased. But
I try to be.
You did say hopefully.
Well, I'm trying to give to both sides. I already said I know you're looking forward to. I know everyone watching is looking forward to see Blonde Force Trauma. But again, I have to give both sides their good due. Andy Brown and Ryan Mooney, both great competitors as well, as are Blonde Force Trauma. I'm giving both sides here. I'm trying not to be biased toward either side. See, this is what you're supposed to do, Mark, if you're watching.
Yeah, he doesn't understand that. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for Blonde Force Trauma. I mean, I'm happy that we pushed them. I don't know if you saw their latest video that they have a tag team name now. They are the Rabbit Daddies.
There you go.
So, and they're trying to be a cohesive team. So hey, look at that. We've pushed these two gentlemen together, and they might be a tag team. They might be contenders maybe for other companies' championships after this. But they're not coming into BCW's house, to our house, to Blonde Force Trauma's house. Once that bell rings and that match is over, when the hands are raised, then still your BCW World Tag Team Champions. We're going to party. It's going to be 1 year, one full year that BCW has been reigned over by Blonde Force Trauma. They won it at last year's Queen of the North on March 19th. So March 18th, once that bell rings and they retain the championships, we are going to have a huge after party as we made history.
There you go. And here we go. We talked about him earlier. He was on the podcast the other day. We have the Shining Star. Wait, no, my apologies. The International Shining Star, yes. Ray Calitri in the chat here coming after Rob because, again, he's not giving proper greetings here. Sorry, Rob. But there we go. We got our good GM pal, SP Anderson, in the chat saying, "You're a yo there." And then he's laughing again with the comments here. He's laughing at Governor Pan here. He's the proper governor of BCW here. Come on, SP. When it's your time to shine, which I believe I'll be speaking to you next week to talk all things TCW. We'll give you your time to shine as well, SP. But today's about our good pal AJ Pan here.
You'd think SP would understand what I'm going through, and he's mocking. And I've seen some of the decisions he's made, so he's the last one to be laughing at the governor.
And here, I hope Ray Calitri's comments toward Rob Williams and not me, because I thought we were cool, Ray. We're all part of hashtag over there. Hope everything's okay. And here we go. We got Weston Kyle saying, "Are Kyle and me invited to the after party if your team wins?" I feel like Kyle might be. I don't know if
Kyle definitely. Wes, no, you could hang. No, just no. You could wait outside, have the car running when Rocco was invited too, but yeah, Wes is definitely not invited.
There we go. But now let's talk about another match that I know you're looking forward to, AJ, and that is going to be here. We have your legal counsel here. Is that my proper way to call her here?
Yeah, correct.
Legal
Yeah.
counsel here, and Miss Burke going head to head with Haley Dillon here. Let's talk about this first. I want to ask, what is it now that you needed legal counsel? What's happening with the governor that you need to bring in some legal aid to help you at BCW? Before we get to the matchup here.
Yeah, there's always a lot going on behind the scenes, and as you see here, I have all these people coming after me, so I have to make sure that everything that I do and everybody's contracts, whatever match wise, everything is carefully thought out, planned out. All the the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. You got to make sure everything's on the up and up, and sometimes things may slip through the cracks. I don't want that happening under my watch, so we're getting a little more, trying to streamline everything a little bit more here, like. As we'll discuss later with the BCW World Championship, championship title, there were the contract was there was loopholes there, which, again, we can discuss that later, but I believe, things could have been handled better there. And unfortunately, Darius has to jump through some more hoops. So, as contracts are going forward, Journey is helping me out with making sure everything is on the up and up.
Okay, got you there. So now let's talk about this matchup here, because I can imagine you're definitely going to be cheering for Journey here for your legal counsel to get her victory here at BCW. But again, it's a tough opponent here. I can't say it's a cakewalk either here against Haley. And already, again, see, this is why Wes is not invited to the after party. He's already cheering here for Haley. Again, he's not helping the governor here. He's not helping the governor.
No, he's not. And I'm going to have a big talk with Kyle. Wes is a horrible individual.
But there you go. Again, a lot of great female action happening on Saturday. You love to see that. You get to see women's action get highlighted as well, not just the one matchup. Just you get multiple action there. So that's awesome to see.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a very interesting match to look forward to. No discrediting Haley Dillon. I've seen a lot of her work. She's an up and coming, superstar. But I think it's a quid pro quo between myself and Journey. While she's helping me out with legal matters, I am helping guide her career. She's very, another up and comer, trying to show her the right way to do things, steer her away from making wrong decisions. And I think this might be her breakout opportunity here. So I'm looking forward to seeing her on the grandest stage, Anniversary 6, gets a quality opponent in Haley Dillon. And I believe the law of attraction, Miss Journey Burke Esquire, will come out on top.
There you go. Again, it's looking like you're being a guiding light, if you will, pun intended. But
the guiding light, even though America's favorite agent is rolling back, the guiding light is still here for who needs it. So
it just depends on the situation. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all that happens. But let's go to this one now, because we might need the governor here to control what happens here, because there's a lot going on in this scramble right here. As you have Daniel Alexander, which I would assume is possibly bringing those puppets on Saturday, because he knows you're not a fan of those.
I hate
Then
them.
you have Ben Rutan in here, who's been making his waves now. He's coming into his own. I'm glad to see what Ben's doing. Then you have Theo Ivory, who's continually asking for opportunities here at BCW. And hopefully this is now his time to shine. He gets that opportunity here on Saturday. And then we have Face. Face is one where I don't know how to describe Face. I've had him on the podcast here, and he's cut himself open on the podcast. So he's one to watch out for if you're in the building on Saturday. So definitely be careful with Face. And but tell us about this. How did this scramble come together? And is there any implications here possibly for the winner?
You've been around BCW for, a lot of the time, and you've seen we've had scramble matches in the past where a lot of times the matches just maybe didn't make sense. They were there just for show, where I think here in this case, we have 4 hungry competitors they're right at that cusp I think any one of them can reach that next level and start gearing up towards a Grand Dragon Championship run, maybe a tag team championship run with the right motivation and that right opportunity. So I think this is a chance. These are four individuals who they could I think they're right at they're all at that starting line, like they're right at the same point. They have a lot of the same skills. There's a lot of similarities while there's differences to them. But I think in terms of who could be that breakout star, there's an argument for all four of them. Daniel Alexander, minus those idiotic puppets, if he got rid of them, he is one hell of an athlete. He is a talented kid that I see a bright future for. Ben Rutten, very stylish, very unique. He made a big impression on me when he made his debut for us at Welcome to the New Year. Theo Ivory, I've seen him, in One Division Pro. He's been a part of our shows in showcase matches. So technically, this is his BCW debut, and he's
there you go.
because he's been a part of the showcase matches. So been presented by One Division under their banner, but on our show. So this is his BCW debut. So he's a very brash individual. He's jumped into some of our Twitter spaces. He's talented. So he's another one that has a lot going on for him, and he needs that one big match. And then you have Face, the MILF Hunter. He's the wild card in this match, who he doesn't care about himself or others, and he will just run through anybody. And Welcome to the New Year, he stood toe-to-toe with Anthony Gangone. Not many people could do that. Didn't come in that night, but a win here could propel him right back into contention. So this is a big match for all four men.
Yeah. The thing with Face, I will say, is I don't know if he cares to win. As odd as it's to say, especially in wrestling, I feel like he just wants to continue to inflict pain. Like he's as different from his associate, because Jay Bougie definitely he wants his wins when it counts. But Face, I feel like he gets off more on just doing pain here. Because we saw it with Anthony Gangone, he wasn't focused on even winning that match almost. It was more of just trying to decimate a good friend of mine.
He's another one of those. He's up and coming, and I think that there is a method behind the madness. I think it just needs to be cultivated in the right direction. I think that's the main issue right now. Once he gets all those tools together and he knows how to use that violence and all that rage inside him and puts it in the proper direction, I think he will be an incredible force for years to come.
Well, then, I can't wait to see that. But here we go now. This is, again, one of those matchups where if depending on who you ask, might have some controversy behind it, especially after a video being posted today. Let's talk about the BCW Women's Championship here, as Auntie herself, current champion Ruthless Lala, is going head-to-head here against Kelsey Reagan. And unfortunately, this matchup originally was scheduled to be Ruthless Lala versus Riley Shepard here. Finally, we're going to get that matchup at a BCW event, but unfortunately, Riley went down with injury, so the matchup cannot happen at this time. But now we heard Auntie earlier. She's not too pleased with this matchup being delayed to be announced here. Her opponent being delayed here, and it's one of those where, Governor, can you give us an answer here why it took so long for us to find out who Ruthless Lala would be facing this Saturday?
Plain and simple, it's in a roundabout way, it's a compliment to her, because it was tough finding somebody suitable enough to face Ruthless Lala at Anniversary 6. We didn't want to throw just anybody in there to challenge her. This is one of the biggest events this is our Super Bowl. Ruthless Lala, and we had this, it's like the universe is scared to have Ruthless Lala and Riley Shepard together in the ring, because that match has been building for about 2 or 3 years now, and we can't get it to properly align. So but yeah, we were looking up and down the roster. We were looking up and down people who have contacted us to want to be a part of BCW, and just nobody was really clicking at the moment, until finally Kelsey Reagan's name came across our desks. And I've seen her live, I've seen her work, I've been a fan of hers, showed some to Mr. Cole, and we both agree that she'd be the one. She deserves an opportunity. This would be a test for Kelsey, but I think she's up for it, and I think it would be a match worthy for Ruthless Lala to somebody that she can go head-to-head with, and somebody who's not scared to take some hard hits. And she needs to take a lariat or two, she will.
Uh, that's again, that's what I figured it was. It is a difficult task here because Ruthless Lala is no slouch in that ring. She is a veteran for a reason. She's been doing this now for close to almost 2 decades now. So you want to give that prestige to the championship because she said it. She wanted to say her championship right now, just because of all the current controversy, is at a higher echelon there than the current BCW heavyweight championship, than the current Grand Dragon championship. So she wants these opponents to be at that level. So it makes sense. It's going to take a while to find someone suitable here. So it's
Yeah,
understandable.
she definitely has a point. I mean, she's another one along with the Blonde Force Trauma. If and when she, wins this match, it'll also be a year for her. And she's had a dominant year here in BCW, and just facing laundry list of competitors, and besides that, toe to toe with people like Isaiah Wolf and O'Shea Edwards, on top of defending her women's championship, both in BCW and outside of the company, like Blonde Force Trauma have. So yeah, both champions have been amazing for this company, and yeah, Ruta Sala has been holding the banner of BCW proudly. So again, huge touch for Kelsey, but it needed somebody that deserved to be in the ring with Lala, not just somebody we grabbed off the street and you know.
Gotcha. Hopefully Auntie is watching. Hopefully now she understands. I feel like she's still gonna blame you somehow, and I
Oh
apologize,
yeah,
AJ.
she'll be
But
angry and she'll curse me out, but
I
hopefully she
can't
just
wait.
takes out her aggression in the ring.
Hopefully so. If not, I can't wait for the Twitter space because I know that's where Auntie is just gonna let you have it, Sadler. But from there, now let's go to a matchup it's been the talk for the last, I want to say, 6 months. It's been a matchup that's continued to build, to build, to build. It's been over Twitter. It's been over any social media. Unless you're living under a rock, you've missed out on seeing just this challenge been thrown out and thrown out. And finally, at BCW's 6th anniversary, it's going down. Jay Bougie gets what he wishes here. He's going up against Embassy member, 1/3 of the current reigning and defending Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. Bishop Khan himself will be at BCW this Saturday, and he's not coming alone, as he'll be joined by His Highness himself, Prince Nana will be in the building. So AJ, let's break this down here because this all started because of I don't know if you heard about this, a small event that happened last year. It was a little bit of the talk of the town at the Mecca of STP versus the Takeover. I believe you were there. You might
I
have
was
been
there. Oh yeah,
there.
I was there. I was with my boy Jay Bougie. Yeah, I was an honorary
So
member for the night.
so we start there, and it was one of those of Jay Bougie wanting Khan to step up as well. Because they took on STP. The only member that wasn't there was Khan. And now we get to, again, just social media banter here. Finally, it happens here. Why is it happening here, AJ? Why do we finally get to see this matchup at Anniversary?
You got to give it to Jay Bougie for all his brashness. He goes out there like others can. Others go out there and shoot their shot, and they get no responses. Jay Bougie, he gets people to respond, whether it's the fans, whether it's other talents. He gets under the skin of people. And, he's been going back and forth. He's been calling out Khan. Khan responded. It was just an opportunity like, okay, well, if this match is going to happen, why not happen under our banner? Jay Bougie wants it to happen. And if Khan comes like, listen, called Mr. Cole and called and said, I want this kid. This kid's running his mouth too much. Let me shut him up. Okay. Schedules aligned, and let's make it happen. Let's make everybody happy. Let's make the fans happy. And we have a huge match. And it just shows, Khan, for all of Bougie's talk, Khan didn't need any words. We saw when he came back. All he did was sign an autographed photo to Jay Bougie, to my number one fan. And if anything else, not even the word, just that got under Jay Bougie's skin. So this is personal. This is very personal. This goes beyond against trying to move up the wrestling ladder.
Yeah. And that's what this matchup is here, because again, Khan is, we know where Khan is right now. Khan currently a Ring of Honor superstar, part of the AEW banner. He doesn't need this match. He's good. He's a part of the embassy. He's collecting and having shrimp cocktail with Prince Nana.
Yeah.
But finally, he decided, you know what? Jay Bougie's words just continue. And like you said, he didn't need to say a word. And that's where I feel like when we talk about this match, this might be what affects Bougie the most, though. Because Bougie likes that banter. He likes to try to play the psychological game here and go word for word. But Khan's message is louder than anything Jay Bougie can type or say. And it's one of those where we know what Khan can do in that ring. So I would love to know where Bougie's mindset is going into this Saturday. Because I know it's at a whole nother it's flickering now because of all this.
I mean, you could definitely see he's very loud online. He's running his mouth. He's still calling out Khan. He's still calling Prince Nana, and yeah, but you could definitely tell that it got under his skin, and that's something you don't really see from nobody. It's tough to match Jay Bougie. Bougie is on point right now, and he can get under anybody's skin. So when someone can kind of make him take just a little step back and be like, oh wait, you're coming at me. You can come at me like that. Okay. In a way, I think it's too like it might take him aback. Like, okay, game on, challenge accepted, and I'm going to prove to you why y'all might think I'm some kid from the Bronx who's some flash in the pan or some greenhorn, but he's been doing his thing for the past year and a half. He beat the last man Hawaii on one of our events, so he's been doing his thing. So people are sleeping on Bougie.
I hope he comes with that mentality Saturday. I hope he comes ready and takes a challenge like this serious. I hope he does because, again, if not, it's 6 months of just, did you cash a check? You're not going to be able to do here. This is the matchup here where this is going to be do or die for Bougie because, like I said, Khan really doesn't have anything to lose here. He's still going back to Ring of Honor with those 6-man tag team championships. And then you add the fact of now, not only is this match finally happening, but look at who's in his corner. You have the legendary manager of champions, the founder, the leader of the embassy himself, Prince Nana. You just look at the Rolodex of talent that Prince Nana has managed to that ring. And this just adds another element here that I don't think Jay Bougie really wanted. I know he said it. He tweeted about it. He said, hopefully Nana's there. Hopefully the whole embassy shows up. But I feel like he just wanted to try to bark up that tree just to get a reaction out of Khan. I don't think he wanted Nana there Saturday. And this, again, adds another element to it.
I don't know. There's still some back heat from the Grand Dragon Championship when, Anthony Gango defeated Jay Bougie. There was a lot of chicanery at ringside, but Prince Nana made his presence felt and, pulled one up to Jay Bougie when they're usually the one with the numbers game. So this is definitely, I think Bougie wants to rub it in all of their faces when he gets the victory. He wants to, in his mind, when he gets that victory, when he can stand with his hand raised next to Shayla, and he can run down Khan and Prince Nana and the embassy. That's going to be a crown. We're never going to hear the end of that.
That's going to be one to just – you're going to hear that from the Mecca all the way to the Bronx if that happens on Saturday. But
there's going to be a ticker tape parade if that happens. So, yeah, he's ready. That's what he wants to happen.
Well, then, this is one I know everyone's going to be keeping a close eye on. But from that, now we start getting down here to 2 matches that I know are very much being watched over. These are 2 matches that everyone's looking forward to here. Let's start with this first championship matchup, as unfortunately, again, the last time it happened, it ended in some controversy here. Luckily, again, Vicious Vicky is okay. She'll be there Saturday. She's going once again for that Grand Dragon Championship, as it will be my good friend, Dr. Sleep, Anthony Gangone, with, once again, Prince Nana is going to be in the building, and he'll be accompanied embassy member Anthony Gangone. So, again, that just adds a whole nother element to this match, because now you have Nana on the corner. Not like Anthony Gangone needs it, though. And, again, now that we're here, I want to ask you, did you hear Mark's comments about this matchup when he interviewed Vicious Vicky this week? Did you hear what he was saying? And again, his unbiased journalism came into questionable antics there.
Yeah, I did. There's a little. I mean, hey, we all have our favorites, and we all felt sympathy for Vicious Vicky. She's a hell of a competitor, she's definitely. I've seen her come up the ranks, and what happened to her at Queen of the North was, definitely horrible. Nobody wants to see that happen in the ring. Mark maybe pouring it on a little too much, but that's his prerogative, and that puts that.
Just a little,
Yeah,
just a little. Again, I'm just asking because when we look at this, okay, if Vicious Vicky is going into this matchup with that mentality, why sign the contract to be part of the rematch? When you're going in with a champion like Anthony Gangone, which I feel like now, especially for Saturday, again, this is why I said I hope you guys are ready for the anniversary, because now you're looking at an Anthony Gangone that, even as my friend, I don't know what mentality he's going into this Saturday. I don't know which Anthony Gangone you guys might be getting. I said Dr. Sleep, but AJ, as much as you know as I do, Anthony Gangone is a man that could possibly be as unpredictable as any. We could see the Rogue return Saturday. We could see the One Above All make an appearance Saturday. Or again, that Dr. Sleep or someone you haven't seen at BCW before. So, your thoughts here, AJ?
Yeah, I definitely think, everybody was concerned for Vicky. Obviously you don't want to see someone get hurt. I think though after that now, once Vicky 3 or 4 days out of the hospital, she was calling the office saying she was ready for a rematch. We were not expecting. We were looking, okay, like the fans want to see this. We'll make it happen at some point down the line. Nowhere was not expecting this to happen at anniversary. She wanted it. We spoke to Mr. Gangone. He was like, if she wants it, I'll do it. And I think this time now, his mentality might be the sympathy is out the window. Once that bell rings, it's all about that Grand Dragon Championship. And especially now with Prince Nana in his corner for this one, I think the viciousness will be to a higher degree right there on Anthony Gangone's part. So,
and again, this is why I ask, because I want to get to that. Because again, we talked about psychology in other matches. This is one of those where Gangone hasn't even had to say much. And he said it. He kind of wants to leave a lot more of his comments for Saturday alone. Because he likes to play that. He likes to play that psychological warfare. Because before he even has to touch you, he's got this matchup won in his head.
Yes.
So it's one of those where, again, that vicious side of him, I kind of hope it doesn't truly come out Saturday. Because again, hopefully this is one where we move on to the next matchup. Just for Vicky's sake. And again, I'm trying to be unbiased here, but again, I'm not too fond of Mark's comments, so I'll have my favorite here as well. So
yeah, it's
my
part. No, it's all right. Hey, Mark's one gets under everybody's skin, so it's understandable.
Now I understand why you're making him be a ref at times. Like, this is one of those where he rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, man,
thank you.
I thought he was cool. I thought he was a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a snake. He has that smarmy face, and he tries to act like he's such a good guy, but underneath everything, he has that devious side. But people don't want to see it. And all I've been doing for him is giving him opportunities. He says I haven't made him. Nobody has come to him to represent him. That's the difference. Where I have people asking me to represent them. So if somebody came to him, hey, more than likely, I'll make sure he has his manager license back. But as of right now, I'm keeping him in the BCW fans' view. The BCW faithful are able to see him because of me. I don't need him on commentary. I can have again, we have a lot of people wanting to join us. But I wanted to be fair, give him an opportunity.
I got you.
And
we had this conversation because I was asking where was my invitation here? I thought a BCW original would be brought back in for an event like this. But I understand, again, you're throwing him a bone here. You're trying to be nice to again, it's hard being it's him. So I get it. So
yeah, I'm trying again. See, he's somebody else. I'm trying to help him follow his light. I see potential in him, but he's another one that his bark is bigger than his bite way too quickly. He hasn't done like, I'm making him a referee, and it's it's a step down. You have to do everything. When I started, I've done everything from ring announcing to cameraman. I've done everything this business had to offer.
Hey,
it's called learning.
I was a DJ at one point. That's how I started at BCW.
I've done it as well too. So yeah,
it's one of those where, come on, Mark, this is the trade of the business. How do you try to claim, you've managed champions? Were you ready to do that? Was it that you managed them, or they just let you be around ringside here? I think that's what it was now.
Yeah.
I have to hit up a good pal, Dominic De Niro, and see. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what was going on there. But let's now we'll stop talking about him here. We're giving too much limelight here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the main event matchup for the event. Again, another matchup that we might have some controversy over, because it will be for the vacant BCW Heavyweight Championship, the All-Father Wrestling's richest prize, Darius Carter, going head-to-head with veteran of the game, a man that, again, when he speaks, you want to listen, one of the voices of Ring of Honor, Caprice Coleman here. When I saw, I'm not going to lie to you, AJ, when I saw Caprice Coleman announced for this event, I kind of figured it'd be a match with Darius. I figured this would be the great opportunity here for Darius Carter, but seeing his reaction to this and seeing that, and I can understand, again, not having a champion, especially on an anniversary event, it makes sense. You want to crown a champion on this night. But is this the way to go, basically handing Darius another opportunity here?
So honestly, when I didn't even, this was sprung upon me when I was with Mr. Carter and Mr. Cole's office as well. To my knowledge, we were just discussing having Caprice Coleman on commentary for a couple of matches. That was the original idea. Jay Bougie shouted something out online and said he would love Caprice to come on and, call a match. And Caprice said, hey, I'd love to come down and, call a couple of matches. He seemed interested in the company. He saw a couple of things. So we're like, okay, why not have him join us for, 2 or 3 matches for anniversary and, again, add prestige. And then, and within days, the Marina Shafir news came out and, she was a great champion. Really enjoyed working with her. It was sad to see that video come out. Again, it's sad for us. I wish her and I know it's sad for her, but I wish her the best. I'm happy that she is doing so well with AEW, that she doesn't have the time for BCW, but selfishly it sucks because we were having a great time working with her. We had a great working relationship with her, and hopefully down the line she'd come back. She would love to come back, she said, so the door's always open for her. But with that left a vacant BCW World Championship. So what do we do with that? It's hard to argue that Darius, I believe, and I normally would never say it, but I believe he deserved to have it handed back to him. His 1,200 plus days as champion. It's hard to see anybody else on the BCW roster right now that matches up to Darius. There's a lot of people climbing up. They're getting ready, but nobody's at that position yet. So
I don't want to argue that, but at the same token, it's one of those where, again, Darius Carter, there's a reason he is the All-Father. There's a reason he is wrestling's richest prize. There's a reason he's held that championship for so long. He held the Catalyst Championship for over 400 days. He's last year's winner of the Super 8. The list goes on and on again. Darius Carter, there's proven results there. However, when it comes to a championship of this magnitude here, this isn't just any championship. This is the heavyweight championship here at BCW. I can't agree with the idea of just handing it over either, though. And I feel like when you look at this reaction to Darius, I feel like that's what he wanted as well. I think he just wanted that, here you go, and that's it. Like, just walk in as champion. He possibly just wanted to just be there that night and not even have to defend the championship. He just wanted to be crowned champion. And it's one of those where it's like, I don't think that would have sit well either with the BCW fan base. I don't think anyone would want to just see here you go. Like, it's one of those where this title means something. We've seen the list of champions before. You've seen it. You've been there firsthand. The champions, the list of Joe Gacy, Azrael, Mike Orlando, Darius Carter. It goes on and on to just see it become it's granted back to Carter. It's like, is that right for the championship?
Again, it's a tough situation, but I have to see Mr. Carter's viewpoint on this. That again, there's nobody. It's tough. Like at that point, who goes against Darius on the BCW roster? People are stepping up, but there's nobody. It's tough, and he wants people. He said he wants people to step up.
I will say this, and again, it might come off biased here, but I will have to say, what about the man that's been technically, because of Marina Shafir's obligations, being the only BCW champion to be represented in multiple events, even going all the way to Puerto Rico to defend his championship. What about Anthony Gangone? Again, this is not coming just because he's a friend of mine, but just look at his resume as well. A former multi-world champion in various companies as well. He's been carrying that BCW banner. How can we not argue here that he also has a rightful claim at that BCW Heavyweight Championship? Also having a win to win that Grand Dragon Championship over Darius Carter.
He's definitely in that discussion, but I mean, at the time too, he is the Grand Dragon champion, and again, the Vicious Vicky match was made before all of this, and they both wanted it, so
no, of course. I just have to. I have to bring that in that opinion as well.
Oh yeah, no, he's basically, and we mentioned it numerous times on different areas. I'm sure other people have that while we had no heavyweight champion on our events, Anthony Gangone, he stepped up in that Grand Dragon Championship, was looked upon as the championship. So definitely never anything taken away from Mr. Gangone. And, whenever he decides, the time is him for not to hold that championship anymore, he's definitely world title contention material. He's always been world title contention material. I mean, he's the Titan heavyweight champion. I've seen him in many other companies as a champion. So I've been a fan of Mr. Gangone for many years. And I always just thought he needed just that one opportunity or that one, just something to click. And he found it within the last year. Since last July, I've really seen him step it up, and I think he's found that missing piece that he's needed his whole career, and now he is truly finally the Anthony Gangone that you and I have really thought he could be, since we've seen him in we've seen him with Darius and TJ in the Crusade, where now maybe he was looked at as the second in command or the third one. Now he stands on his own. He is looked at as an individual talent, not just part of a group, not as someone standing in the shadows. He is the guy that other people now are behind him. So he's definitely, but the other roster, there's, and I'm nothing against, I love our roster right now. Everybody right now, since we've had to basically start with a clean slate, everybody is moving up, and I'm happy with the progression. A lot of people have stepped up, and I think a lot of people are ready. We'll be ready maybe in the next 6 to 7 months. But at this time, on an event like Anniversary 6, there was really nobody in the company I thought to face Darius Carter.
No, and I can understand that. Again, it's a tough situation to have to make that last minute call, especially when it's so close to anniversary. It had to be done. A match had, and again, I'm not saying this matchup isn't worthy of that championship. I'm just saying the simple reaction was a little. It just shows again why it shouldn't have just been the idea of possibly just granting Darius the championship as a, here you go, in that clause that we spoke about earlier. So I can imagine that was something that a lot of the fan base was reacting. They possibly thought Darius was just going to be given the championship back just like that. So,
the BCW faithful, the fraternity, hate to say it sometimes, but sometimes they don't know what's best for them. Because Darius, love him or hate him, he has carried this company on his back for the longest. He has been the face of this company. He has beaten a laundry list of people in BCW alone. Let's forget about the other companies he's been in. He's been through people like, sadly, one of my clients, Azrael, who he defeated for the championship. He has defeated separately both members of the Hit Squad, Danny Moff and Steve Monster Mac. He's defeated WWE current superstar and United States champion Austin Theory. The list goes on and on of people who he has defeated, and others who he has even elevated in their losses. That's the kind of athlete and the talent that Darius Carter is. So whether they want to love the decision or not, guess what? They come to the shows because they want to boo him. They want to see him get beat. They want to see somebody beat the hell out of him. They come to BCW. He is a main attraction. He is a reason for that.
No, and again, I say that. I like I said, Darius brings the results. You see it in that ring. There's a reason he's at the caliber that he is today. But again, I try to speak here for I can imagine what the fan base is thinking. But I can agree. Maybe it is a little more of they don't know what they want till they have it. But again, we shall see. Because again, we might be having this conversation, but there still is an opponent on Saturday. We might be seeing a new BCW champion crowned for the very first time in Caprice Coleman. Again, he is no slouch. Just because he's been a lot of the time now behind the booth doesn't mean he forgot how to do the two-step there. He knows how to get it done in that ring, and he's been a multi-time world champion as well. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's still holding a world championship at this point. So he knows how to get it done in that ring as well. And I know Darius, even though again his remarks were a certain way, I know that's what bugged Darius the most. That he has to go through a challenger like Caprice Coleman in order to be crowned once again BCW heavyweight champion.
I don't even think it's the challenge per se. It's just he believes that the title should have been handed back to him. Darius is all about competition. He wants people to step up. He doesn't want to be. He's not a person that wants to just sit on as champion. He wants to defeat these competitors to add to his list so he can rub it in everybody's face.
He definitely does not have a problem doing that. I can imagine.
No, not at all. And he won't believe me. After the initial shock, he's more than happy to step into the ring with Caprice Coleman and to put him down and to be able to say, "Look, I beat down Ring of Honor standout that you have thrown against me in a match I should not have competed in." That's Darius's mindset, and I still beat a golden boy that you thought what might have defeated me. Didn't happen, and he's just another name on my list that people came into my house.
Now let's add that to the hypothetical here. Let's add that to it. If Darius does walk away champion this Saturday, what then, AJ? Because if we're at a point right now where even you said it, unfortunately, that you don't see in the locker room at the moment someone that could be that champion, where do we go from here? Because this is going into after the anniversary. I always love because it's that new chapter now in BCW. So where do we go from here? Is Darius just going to have this reign over BCW again?
Plain and simple, it's time for people to step up. We've seen it before. Like, somebody thought Riley Shepard. She stepped right up to Darius Carter. We need to see more of that. We need people to just throw it to the wall. Go for it. If you think you have what it takes, and we bring people into BCW because we believe they have what it takes. We're not, just trying to fill the card up with people just because we need to fill spots. Everybody, me and Mr. Cole, scheduled and booked for BCW. We believe that they either have the potential or they're right there. So it's just about believing in yourself and stepping up and saying, I can beat Darius Carter. We saw at Queen of the North. Danny Moe, she came out. She was tired of hearing Darius run his mouth and run down the women of BCW. We need more of that. So I'm sure, come out, prove that you want it. I want to see it. Darius, he's told me on separate occasions, he's told me after that, we calmed down. We had a couple of shots of Hennessy, and we discussed it. And he's like, I want somebody to come up. I would, if he was awarded a championship, he was going to come out in the middle of that ring and issue an open challenge that night. He wants to see who can step up to him. Say what you want about Darius, he's not a paper champion.
No, and again, I've never tried to say that notion. Again, I'm just saying I can imagine with that list of opponents he's gone through, I wouldn't think he even would want that. He wouldn't want to just be handed a championship. He would want to face a man caliber like Caprice Coleman. He would want more people to stand up to face him for that championship. But now, you brought up Mr. Cole here, and again, shout out to Mr. Cole, great man as well. I want to ask this because it almost seemed when this was going on, and with Darius with no opponent at the moment, it almost seemed like Mr. Cole was kind of starting a feud, if you will, here with Darius Carter. I want to get your thoughts on this because does Mr. Cole know, again, Darius does not have a problem fighting authority if he has to. We've seen it in the past.
It's gotten to a time where before maybe Mr. Cole was a little protected because we had a lot of people behind the scenes that were helping and keeping, certain people away from the head office, and he didn't have to deal as much with certain personalities, where now is this time, he has to make a lot more decisions. And, it came to this point, it was, and he's never been in a situation like this where the world championship was vacated and we had to make rough decisions. We were hoping that we'd be able to, at least work out a couple more dates for Marina Shafir, and, either someone would step up and defeat her, or then we'd have to decide, then we'd have to vacate it or have a tournament. And this just all happened, unfortunately for us, 2 weeks before anniversary, but we needed to make decisions. So Yeah, when that happened, of course, Darius has been very vocal about Marina not being around, and with nothing being said about it, of course, Carter's going to come out at Anthony and say, "Where's my championship? This is why you should have never given her that match, because she wasn't going to be around. Guess who's been around for 6 years? Darius Carter." So he felt slighted, and then he tried talking to Mr. Cole, and radio silence. And I've gotten it from him too. It's tough to get a hold of him. He's busy, but you don't do that to Darius Carter. Darius Carter will, if he doesn't hear from him, he's going to make you listen to him. And as he proved on Curtain Call, he took it to another level. And Mr. Cole heard what Darius was saying when he brought up, Mr. Cole's daughter. I definitely saw, how Darius was kind of relating that to Cole, but that's something you don't do. You don't bring up somebody's family. But that got Cole's attention, and now you saw the match was made. And yeah, I believe Mr. Cole is now getting a taste for what it's like to deal with talent, as I have done many times firsthand.
Yeah, this is one of those where I'm like, okay, yeah, this was. I almost got worried there. I thought it was going to end in another. Because again, we've seen it even in BCW. Former members of the backstage, our good friend Pete had to feel a little bit of Darius Carter at one point. So
he deserved it, but
shout out to Pete. But it's one of those where again, Darius knows how to push those buttons to get what he wants. Do I agree with those actions? No, but I understand again, this is what gets him the results. This is what gets him Saturday's matchup. So it's one of those where he has that method to his madness.
Without question. That's why Darius is one of the best out there right now and one of the most talked about. A lot of people, talent fans, are like, why is Darius so prominently featured? Why is he always in these main events? Because he has proven himself where many others haven't. Darius is that he talks the talk, he walks the walk, he's always there for promotional appearances. So Darius is the complete package. That's why he's at the level he's at. So if others want to challenge that, I'd love to see it. I really mean that, because we need more stars. We need more people out there that feel like, wow, people could look at, like, oh, there's Darius Carter. Oh, there's Michael Orr, there's Christina Marie, there's Riley Shepard. We need that. We want to see that. Darius wants to see that. And Anthony Cole wants to see that, because we want to make this the year for BCW. And it also raises the value of these talents' eyes for other companies. And that, again, raises your stock in our eyes. So it's all around. But Darius has, wherever Darius goes, when he won the EWA Super 8, he bragged about being the Catalyst champion, BCW champion, photo shoots with all the championships. So again, he talks the talk, he walks the walk, and that's why he's in the position he's in.
Definitely so.
You can't deny that.
I definitely can't. And again, I can't wait to see what goes down when this matchup goes down and the whole card goes down this Saturday, which you guys haven't already, get your tickets now for Anniversary 6. Links will be in the description down below to also go follow BCW and go follow AJ as well. Go follow the governor so you stay up to date with all things AJ Pan, especially that he's not just the governor at BCW. He is still America's favorite agent and the guideline over at TCW as well. He'll be there next week as Ray Kalichi will be defending that middleweight championship against Chris Cage and Ghost Shadow. But I'll be talking to GMSP about all that next week. So hopefully you chime in, AJ, as well. You get to hear maybe you can make fun of GMSP, how he was trying to make fun of your governor status here at BCW.
Yeah, I'll see what he's. Yeah, hopefully he can limp on down to the show this next week. If he's gonna be pushing in a wheelchair.
Here we
careful.
go. Wes also trying to remind us here about the meet and greet after Rocco. There you go as well. Go get your meet and greets with Rocco.
You see, he's always trying to make a buck. He's always trying to put the spotlight on him. Meet and greet with, but I love Rocco. But yeah, you can. I'm gonna have a BCW anniversary will be on live stream. So we're gonna be live streaming that event at BCW.tv. So if you can't join us live, please see us there. It's gonna be an amazing event. You don't want to miss it.
There you go, guys. The link for that will also add that to the description down below, so you guys can check it out. If you're not able to go in person, get your stream on and watch it this Saturday, as it will be live. BCW presents Anniversary 6, again, featuring Darius Carter versus Caprice Coleman, Anthony Gangone versus Vicious Vicky. You have finally Jay Bougie versus Khan, Ruthless Lala versus Kelsey Reagan. You have the scramble here again, that very important scramble going on this Saturday night, as well as the legal counsel to AJ Penn himself, Jeremy Burke and Haley Dillon going at it. You have the tag team championships on the line with Blonde Force Trauma against Andy Brown and Ryan Mooney. Then you also have finally Nevaeh Chantel going head to head with Brooke Valentine. And then the return of Colossal Mike Law to BCW against intern Jerry. Again, both looking to prove something here. Hopefully, intern does make you proud. If not, hey, it's Colossal Mike Law getting a victory at BCW once again. So, AJ.
Yeah. Great event. I'm looking forward to it. Intern Jerry, he always got a spot. Get my. I don't drink coffee. Get my scotch ready, and keep me happy.
I was gonna say, I don't think you're much of a coffee drinker, but I know that whiskey definitely and scotch will be flowing.
Yes,
but
I mean
AJ,
Starbucks needs to get those frappuccinos back. He couldn't get me by those unicorn frappuccinos. Those are my thing back in the day. You know that, right? So
I still remember every time it would come out, it's like, okay, who got it first? Okay, here we go.
I'll have to make sure if they ever do those again.
There we
go.
To
make sure
intern Jerry needs to get everyone a unicorn frap.
Yeah, but so intern Jerry, be ready. Get that notebook ready.
AJ, thank you so much for joining us again. Again, busy schedule. I can imagine it's hard being the governor. So thank you so much for joining me here and breaking down the card. Guys,
always
if you haven't already, like I said, get your tickets. If not, go get the stream, buy the stream so you can watch this Saturday live. BCW presents Anniversary 6. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.